Hi, so just making sure that we're live first, and so we are. Welcome one and all to the Antioch Chronicles, episode 2. Finally, it is finished after, what was it? I wouldn't say 20 years, but it's nearing 20 years. After almost 20 years, the Antioch Chronicles, Thoughts and Chaos. Somebody managed to finish it, and with Auspex Termalis blessing no less. So that being said, my first objection, and I know it's bad to start with objections, but the launcher is generally great, but I can only run it from the SC2 switcher, so I can't exactly save the game and load it up from within my regular Battle.net login. So that is one objection I have, but other than that, I like the navigation here. You can just click the map and drag it around. And all this space implies that there's lots of content to look forward to. So we'll be looking forward to that. And without further ado, we're going to look at Interlude 1 and 2, just for the cinematics sake. And after that we're going to have a small break, and then have a look at the prologue, Mindfire. So let us start with Better Times. So basically it's written to be viewed beyond Sonic Storm and Negative Suns. We haven't done that, but we know both campaigns, we've seen both campaigns, so this will provide us some context of what has happened in between. And I'm really curious to see what they've made here in terms of cinematic and voice acting quality. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Three short stories set between Sonic Storm and Negative Suns, episode 1 and 2, telling the stories of Trench, Moloch, Mox, and Gurney.
What are you having? Haven't heard of that one. Hey, Angel, get this guy another I'll have the usual. I'm Haley. What's your name? If you say I'm walking away.
Maintain your guard, Moloch. You attack too brashly.
And your timidity will be your undoing.
Please forgive me for interrupting. Master Jipok requires your presence at an emergency meeting of the Conclave.
This does not bode well.
Indeed.
Well, this sucks.
Tell me about it, mate.
All that work just to end up back where we started.
Only this time we're getting paid less and getting what must be the worst posting in the galaxy.
Actually, I had an idea about that. So what do you think? It's crazy, but if Mad Dog's right, we'll be rich.
He's as mad as a cut snake, Gurney. It's completely loony.
I just said that.
And what about this broker bloke? guy that high up the food chain sounds like someone you don't want to piss off if you aim to keep on breathing.
Nobody's seen him in months. He's probably dead. Why else would he abandon a base like this? It'll be perfect, Charlie. We'll be a stone's throw away.
We're gonna need an army to break into a place like that.
With Mad Dog's boys and these chuckleheads, we've got an army.
Right, a bunch of burned out ghosts and deadbeat stim junkies.
Hey, don't forget the scientists.
The guys crazy enough to want to be on that planet?
All directly under your command. Come on, Charlie.
Oh, I'm gonna regret this.
You were so scared. It was like you'd never spoken to a woman before.
It was all an act, perfectly designed to lure you in.
Well, nicely done, smooth operator. 6 months is a hell of a lot longer than I've stuck around with anyone else.
Speaking of, I've been thinking. 6 months is a long time to keep switching apartments. So,
Go on.
why don't you move in?
Trent, I love you.
You do?
Of course I do, but I'm not moving in with you. On the other hand, you'd be more than welcome to move in with me.
For centuries, we have been consumed by petty jealousies and backbiting. No more. The decadence of the Protoss must come to an end. What I have done in Chronciles is but a glimpse of the future.
We have received no further communication from Teros.
But what of Chronciles?
Our observers arrived there moments ago. Behold what Severak has wrought. The city has been leveled. We fear what he intends next.
This is madness. We must stop him.
The Conclave agrees. Will you lead the attack, Japok?
I would be honored.
It's the job of a lifetime, Trent.
Working for the Combine?
Better than the Confederacy, isn't it?
Marginally.
Look, it's not like we're calling it quits. Each dig is only 6 months.
Only?
And we'll talk all the time, I promise. But I can't pass this up.
It won't be the same.
Of course not, but it'll still be great. And hey, I was thinking,
Really?
maybe when I get back.
If you say,
When I get back, maybe we get married?
Gurney,
Yeah, boss?
I'm going to kill you.
Not if the Zerg get me first.
Fair point. Don't worry, mate. I've got your back.
That's not very reassuring under the circumstances. Look, we're almost there. They call it Mount Midnight. It'll be the perfect base. It's...
If you say too easy, I really will kill you.
Antaro Adun, children of the Conclave. Are you ready to confess your sins and embrace redemption?
You are mad, Severak. The only sin I see is the genocide you have brought upon our brothers. Your acolytes have been captured and will soon face justice. Your reign of terror is over. Surrender now.
I have already surrendered, Chipok. Like you and the other members of the Conclave, I once waged a tireless war on our own people. Our schemes and machinations driving out the very things that once made us great. No more. Our purity has been tainted, but the taints can be expunged. We can be redeemed. Our fallen brothers shall be born anew, free of their sins. Purity awaits.
The eyes! You monster! How dare you profane their sacrifice with this puppetry? This ends now, with my blade in your throat and your heart in my hand.
Okay, so basically the proto segment happened, I believe in the Aeon of Strife, which was basically 100 years ago before the story. And Moloch was still of the Kalai at the time. So the Dark Templar weren't a thing then. Trent Astor has been, rightly so, portrayed as a socially awkward person. And I'm curious where this Haley Rourke story goes. She's an archaeologist, from what I recall. And the thing between Dale and Mox, well, Dale and Charlie, happens literally in between episode 1 and 2. So now, to an interlude between Negative Sons, which is episode 2, and Thoughts in Chaos, that are telling 3 short stories about Moloch, this Kurt Broker fellow, and Nan of Taradun. If I'm not mistaken.
I once lived for ire, but now, not even my death, or 1,000 others, can stop the homeworld from burning to ashes around us.
Word from Zeratul, Master. He and Aldaris have ordered the evacuation of Ire.
And so the Conclave's arrogance has finally come home to roost.
Shall we withdraw, Master?
No. Our mission remains. We travel to Antioch.
Hundreds of thousands of credits? Years of research? Gone? How is this possible?
I don't know, sir. The dampening field should have crippled those Protoss vessels.
And their Terran allies?
Sir, I'm really not the right person to ask. Perhaps Commander Smith.
You deserve this fate.
Silence, Phantom!
Centuries of imprisonment are nothing compared to the horrors you have wrought. Impossible!
At last, the hour of my master's vengeance is at hand.
Sir, it seems that the Psi Cocoon's dampening field was, well, dampened.
This should not be possible. Who else possesses this level of technology?
Well, sir, that's the thing. We've been up for 2 days straight trying to figure this out. There's only one place the Protoss could have gotten this technology.
From us.
Yes, sir. Remember how we thought we lost Mount Midnight to the Zerg? It looks like that wasn't quite true.
We managed to get a team inside the facility. The computers were wiped, but but we did recover this.
A Terran strike force escorting a probe within the walls of Mount Midnight. I want to know who this man is.
Dig. Soon we shall be cleansed of sin and made anew. For purity. No! Stand down, children of the Conclave. Embrace oblivion.
Master, we are receiving a transmission. The Temple of Japak is under attack.
Ignore it. Let it fade into oblivion, along with Japak's memory.
Yes, Master. What are your orders?
We will begin construction of a new temple here, in the province of Sion.
Master, why have you not told him of Nanotyru's treachery?
The Judicator embraces the Archon as if he were Kas himself.
You believe that they are in league?
Perhaps. He could simply be a pawn, or a fool. Either way, he is above all else a child of the Conclave, his mind clouded by their narrow doctrine. We know too well the destruction his kind has visited upon those that dare to think for themselves.
What shall we do, Master?
We wait. If he proves untrustworthy, we dispose of him.
Understood.
I'm looking for this man. I believe you know him.
Never seen him before in my life.
Oh. Look again, or I'll have him shoot something important.
Borno. That's Borno.
Tell me about this Borno.
He's ex-military, I think. Heard him talking about it once.
Ex-military?
Yeah. Him and his buddy in the Goliath. That one goes by Gurney.
Ms. Smith, pay this one, and put a bounty on this Borno individual. I want him alive.
Where is your overmind now, Cerebrate? So much for Zerg immortality.
Immortality? Yes. Tell me more. Kilatu.
Yes, Master. Prepare a shuttle. We travel to Antioch.
Nanoth Tyradun has escaped from Japak's prison.
How is this possible?
Judicator Tamalis has told me of a psionic dampening field recently discovered on Ire. Its mere presence has disrupted psionic communication and shields across the entire province.
Including his cell within the Temple of Japak.
Indeed.
Tell me of this Judicator. Can he be trusted?
That remains to be seen. He may be under the Archon's influence.
What do you suggest?
A test.
And if he fails your test?
Oblivion.
Okay, so this provides us with context of what happened in Native Sons, or basically depth into the characters themselves. So Nanoth Tyradun is an Archon composed of two pupils of Japak, that of which one basically came over to Severak's side, and Severak was an instigator of war and I would say a traitor and blasphemer. It is as of yet unclear what exactly his agenda is. but he no doubt has something to do with the Dark Ones and the Protoss underneath the ground, as suggested by the same coloration. So far these cinematics have been of good quality. I especially like the accuracy in Trent Esther's awkwardness. I don't know if the lag animation is intended, but I love those legs. Anyway, I'm gonna take a 5-minute break, and after that 5-minute break, we'll be right back to have a look at the prologue Mindfire and go straight into campaign. So see you guys in 5 minutes. Later.